Hi, I am Patrick Waterman. I am an MBA, Masters in Business Administration student at the Asian Institute of Management, AIM in Makati City, Philippines. During my graduate business studies, my area of interest, my area of expertise has been ASEAN integration, particularly trade. As ASEAN is coming upon 2015 and seeks to be an ASEAN economic community with the aim of being one market and one single production hub, free trade has become increasingly important. As you know, 3 weeks ago, the Philippines experienced a devastating typhoon which claimed the lives of 5,000 people in central Philippines. Typhoon Yolanda, also known as Typhoon Haiyan. I believe that free trade agreements can play a part in fast-tracking relief goods to victims of natural disasters here in ASEAN. It is very important as a future manager, as a future leader of ASEAN, to be knowledgeable of the free trade agreements here within the region. Number one, we have AFTA, which is the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement. It is a free trade agreement amongst the 10 ASEAN member countries. And it aims at establishing minimized tariffs and tackling non-tariff trade barriers amongst the member nations. 2, there is Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP. It was conceptualized and started in 2011 at the East Asia Summit in Bali, Indonesia. It is still being negotiated. It includes the ASEAN members plus 6. These economies include China, India, Korea, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. Similarly, RCEP aims at integrating trade in the region, not just amongst ASEAN neighbors. Third, there is Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP. Negotiations for TPP began in 2008. It is the most comprehensive free trade agreement which encompasses 38% of world trade. It includes 12 nations from Pacific to Pacific. In ASEAN particularly, it includes Brunei, Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam. And on the other side of the Pacific, in North America and South America, notably this free trade agreement includes Canada, the United States, and Chile. TPP aims at tackling tariff and non-tariff trade barriers, and it's a high standard agreement regulating customs, sanitation, intellectual property, and various other facets that affect trade. TPP aims to be finished in 2014 amongst the 12 negotiating countries. My proposal is that free trade agreements, while we are negotiating them, improving them, they should include articles and clauses to fast-track relief goods with zero tariff to victims of natural disasters. When we experienced Typhoon Yolanda, Typhoon Haiyan, a few weeks ago, which claimed the lives of 5,000 people in central Philippines, many nations, governments aimed at sending relief goods here to the country, to the victims of the typhoon immediately. However, the relief goods were held up in the Bureau of Customs and various other government agencies because the relief goods needed to be taxed. What I am proposing, again, is that free trade agreements should include a clause for relief goods so that they could be tax-free, so that relief goods could be speedily available for the victims of natural disasters during the crucial times, the first 72 hours after a disaster, when water, food, and other basic necessities for survival are needed. So again, I am Patrick Waterman. I am an MBA student at the Asian Institute of Management here in Makati City, Philippines. If you would like to contact me regarding my proposal, please email pawaterman@gmail.com. Thank you again from Makati City, Philippines.